Wait, are you Richard and you're Lucretia? I didn't catch it from the first time you said it. 2 seconds ago.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll try this again.
I'm Lucretia.
And I'm Richard.
Price and we just couldn't do it. So that's when we decided, okay, let's just move into the RV, figure that out, and go from there. Being from Washington, we live on the western part of Washington. We know all of that. So that's when we took the first year and just did Eastern Washington, doing all of that. Then we decided to come down to the first van built Jamie had down here 5 years ago and have a. And then that's when we got our solar. But did we get our solar that year? I don't think we got our solar that year. I think we came down to RTR first. Then we did the next year. We did Jamie's van built and got our solar because when we were at the RTR, we didn't have enough power to keep our refrigerator going, so we had to go back to Civilization Campground, and that's when we went to KOA over in Salome and spent the year there, and then went back home, emptied, cleaned out storage unit again because we put everything in storage unit. I mean, we downsized everything, did as much as we could so we can get out of there before the weather got bad that we couldn't get down. So
I guess, what do you like best?
just meeting new people, seeing new places. I mean, you know, at home you have your normal routine of everything you do. It's like, okay, out here, you're here for a, 14 days when we were doing 14 days, then we'd move, go somewhere else, meet up with somebody else, you know, and we've done California, we've done a lot of Arizona on, you know, this side of Arizona. We haven't done a lot of the other part. Since the virus hit, we didn't go back to Washington because that was ground zero for us. So we didn't want to go back there because we didn't know if we'd be able to find a place, you know, campground or anything to stay at, you know, for 2 or 3 months. So we just stayed up in Flagstaff and bounced around there with our tribe. We belong to probably 4 or 5 different tribes. And so we also have family down here in Buckeye, and my daughter's in Mesa. Our daughter, I should say, is in Mesa. So I can see them. So
Well, so there's a lot of freedom with living like this.
Yeah. But like they say, if you don't like your area or it gets boring, you turn over the key and figure out where you're going. But, you know, we say, you know, the tribe always know where you're going to be. Can we catch up with you? Don't know. Let's plan to be here. Something comes up, you know, something happens to one of the kids, can't do it, gotta go home, gotta go, you know, to family, you know, my daughter up in Mesa. So, you know, things always change. So, you know, it's not written in stone. So
Right. So isn't it a pain in the butt to break down and move? I mean, I know that the little bit that we've been doing this, it's not that big of a deal, but it's just at home, everything had its place. And if we went somewhere, everything was in its place. I never had to touch anything.
you get in the car, you go.
You're right.
But when you're in a RV, well, if you're with tribe members, then you don't have to take everything with you. So like if you got to go do laundry or you got to go get some food or whatever, you know, you need to go get parts for something that broke.
Right.
Then you just leave your stuff here with your tribe and you go. So you just have to put things away, you know, like you said, on your sink. Everything goes in the sink. Same way in my bathroom, everything goes in the sink.
Yep.
Things have to be done. We have foil covers on the front to keep the heat out and the cold out. So those have to come down. Curtains have to be done. You know, if you haven't done dishes, they go in the sink or they go on the floor.
Yeah.
So,
we
same thing. The only door we have in our house is the bathroom door. If you don't get the bathroom door, you hear it come open and you hit, you know, it just comes open. And in the besides stuff that goes in the sink. Our water pump thing goes in the bathroom, and our garbage cans goes in there. So if he turns the corner, it all goes. Same way with in our shower we have, you know, the jugs of water and our hampers on top of that and another basket thing. So that has to come down, because if not, the shower curtain isn't going to keep it in there. So it's going to go flying. So those things have to be, you know, I do the inside, he does the outside.
Yeah. So you touched on something that I'm always interested about. Tribe or not to tribe?
Well, it depends. If you're going home, you don't take your tribe with you unless they want to come see Washington, Oregon,
Right.
you know, on the way. We have traveled with tribe. Most of the time, we travel by ourselves, and we don't go fast. When you go fast, that's when you break down.
Right.
You don't push your rig. With the Class C we had, it was 40 years old. You don't push something 40 years old.
Yeah.
If it's 20 years old, you still don't want to push it. Because you just don't want to break down.
Yeah.
Also, you want to get used to, mostly Homer's job is to check all the fluids, make sure water, oil, transmission fluid, tires are all up, because when you don't check your tires, that's when you blow. And that's what we found out with the Class C. If you don't keep your tires up to maximum pressure, they're going to blow. And we've blown 4 tires.
Wow.
Yeah. In the first, I think, 3 years, 4 years. I don't remember all of them, but I mean.
Just show you Coco.
Come here,
This is
Coco.
part of their their tribe.
Come here.
Hi, Coco. You want to say hi to everybody, Coco? Coco has a small girl syndrome.
Yes, she doesn't like big dogs.
She's so sweet. Look at how pretty she is. Beautiful coat. So there's advantages. Let me get you straightened out here. Advantages and disadvantages to tribing.
Yeah.
So, what would you say is the greatest upside to tribing?
If something breaks down, like the one time we blew the tire, Sharon and Sal, and they have their own channel, which is SNS and RV Cat. They have a fifth wheel, and with us, we travel a little bit slower. So we left before the tribe did, and we were just heading up to Phoenix. Well, Phoenix is only 2 or 3 hours from here, and we left early. We just got up to we weren't even at the first rest stop, and we blew a tire. So we were like 50 feet in, went in, and I'm texting Sharon, because they're probably 5-6 miles behind us, and we're texting each other, and I just started texting her, and all of a sudden, boom, zip out the thing, blew a tire, going into rest stop. So that's where we headed. She said, I said, it's the first rest stop that you come up on. She looked at where it said, knew how far we were. She said, we'll be there in 15, 20 minutes. So they came in. I texted the other tribe members and said, we blew a tire and we're dealing with that. So they're saying, do you want us to stop? No, keep going. We'll catch up with you in Phoenix. We all knew where we were going. We were going to Cabela's then. So that's where we were all meeting at. And so I thought we had Good Sam's. I called them, found out it expired, and I forgot to, renew. So they said, well, we can have somebody out in 3 hours. No, I'm not dealing with that. So I said, no, I'll do it with myself. Thank you. Told me the price. And it's like, no. I Googled tire service nearby. Called them up and I asked them if they had a tire service. They said yes. I said, how much? They said $75. And do you need a tire? No, I have that. So no problem. So within 45 minutes, they were out. He checked all the tires for me. In fact, one of them, the back dualies were off, so you couldn't check the one behind. He took that one off, turned it, and put it back on for us. Check all the tires for $75.
Wow.
3 cents. So, it's better to do your own research on that, to call around, get your, I need tires, whatever.
Yeah. Research, doing some research to find the resource.
And most of the time you're doing it when it happens. So.
One of the things that I noticed when we were talking yesterday is you have a great atlas that is not the regular big one that kind of the pages are stiff. You've got one that's spiral, a smaller
it's a
one, but
smaller one.
spiral.
Yeah. With that, we mark with a highlighter every highway we go, and I put a cross mark on where we stop at the night. I don't do YouTubing. That's too above me. I can't do it. So this is more or less everything we do, everything we move to goes into my phone. At this time we left. We went to get propane, where we got it, how much, where we're going next. So you have, a running thing of what you're doing, because if somebody asked you where you were 2 months ago, I can't tell you unless I go look at my phone.
Right.
So, or if they said, have you been there? No. But on my atlas, I mark everything in yellow, where we're going, and, every place we stay, and then our traffic back. Lots of times I don't mark if I've been, up and down to Havasu, been there, done that. It's already marked.
Right. Do you have any memory of where you got that particular atlas? Because I like that. I would like to find one.
We got it in Las Vegas at Barnes and Noble bookstore, I believe. Crystal had a meet and greet there in Las Vegas, and I got one. She got one. I think several other people got one.
The spiral bounding is what I like, and
yeah, because the first one we had was, huge, and it's like, no, I dealt with that for probably 6 months. It's like, no, that's when we went to the spot when we found the spiral one, and that's the way I keep track of where we're going. And if I make a mistake, I just take a pen and I didn't go that way.
Right. I'm actually going to look for I brought a highlighter. I know I brought a highlighter, and I want to find it, because that's a great way to remember the trip and to kind of go back and say, that's where I had a mental breakdown. That's where we had good food. If you can't
find your marker, I have an extra.
Oh, sorry. I know I've got it. So the other thing I wanted to touch on too was, you are not a content creator, but you really support a number of channels. Almost all the channels that I'm connected to, you're connected to. You don't have a dog in the fight, so to speak. You're not, we network in order to build our channels.
Yeah.
All right. But you don't have a channel you're trying to build. You just get some kind of, you enjoy the ride, so to speak.
Yeah. I'm usually on everybody else's channel. Lately, we just came from Hobotech, and now this camping over at Stag and Wash. So I've been on the live chat. In fact, I was crocheting one night at the fire, and Dan came over and talked about that, because sometimes at the fire people are playing guitars. Maybe we're all just talking to each other. There was somebody else that was knitting. There was another gal that was knitting. So it's just something to do. I don't like to just sit idly. If I'm not talking to somebody, I'm usually on my phone, checking out what's going on Facebook, or seeing if anybody messaged me, or I have 5 kids, so I have to keep up with them.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
If if it's quiet, it's all peaceful with our tribe at home. So you don't have to worry about them. But you get those calls that in the middle of the night, or I'm sick, or I've had an accident, and they need mom.
Right.
Just to talk to. So
backtracking just a little bit, you talked about you using your phone. So you guys have solar, correct?
Yes, we have 400 watts up on top.
And that takes care of what kind of things do you use it for?
We use it to charge our phone. Both my husband and I have CPAP machines, so that gives us enough power for the night. We don't have antenna for watching TV, but we mostly bring our movies with us, our DVDs. So we watch movies at night. But we also have a generator that we can hook onto that, so you can use it till 10 o'clock at night, watch your movies. And when we're together with Full Tiny House, they have 3 kids. They come over and we have a movie night, and we have popcorn, and we watch whatever they want to watch. So that's just mainly our thing. Or he's on YouTube, I'm on YouTube checking out, where everybody else is,
Uh-huh.
what everybody else is doing. You know, I have lots of people I watch, and I don't keep up on all of them, but some of them I have to, like Kevin, you know, with his cancer thing and that, I have to be able to know he's okay because he's part of my tribe.
Hmm.
So
So what I found is that you really start to care about people tremendously. Their lives become real. It's not just
yeah,
it's not just a thing on YouTube. These, you know, it's real people, real lives, illnesses, frustrations, issues of all
breakdowns,
kinds, breakdowns.
yourself being sick, things happen with your family. You know, we all have different things we have to deal with.
Hmm. One of the things that you normally hear people talk about is, so you're on the road. So how do you guys live on the road? You do have like Social Security, or you're
Yes,
retired? Okay. All
my
right.
husband has Social Security and his pension from the hospital. He did 30 years at the hospital up in Everett, Washington, in housekeeping. I just applied for
Wow.
mine, so I'm waiting for mine to come through.
Uh-huh.
So
30 years.
yeah, 30 years cleaning
Oh,
beds and stuff. We've gone through MRSA scares and stuff like that, and I'm glad he's not.
so do you have any major plans you're going to be traveling to, or things you're looking for, connecting with?
Well, last year we were planning to go back to Iowa because last year we were supposed to be in South Carolina for the winter. So we ended up coming back to Arizona for the winter. So with her moving to Iowa last summer, we were supposed to go to Iowa and then back to Washington.
Mhm.
Virus hit, riot started, and we were going through major cities. And it's like, nope, hairs on the back of my neck stood up. Somebody in the tribe said, if that happened, no. So we ended up staying in Flagstaff for the winter or the summer. So that's what we did until it, you know, started to get cold there. We did take a trip up to Bend, Oregon. Fall hit, too cold, hands stiffen up. Back to Arizona we go.
Mm-hmm.
So, so the plan this summer or spring, we head to Iowa, see family there because Homer's from there.
Mm-hmm.
Homer was raised, all of his brothers and sisters were raised in an orphan home. It's an Annie Whitmire orphan home.
Yeah.
And Annie Whitmire was a nurse back in Civil wartime.
Uh-huh.
So she went behind enemy line against the rules to take care of the guys. So when the guys were coming back, they had no place to go. So she started setting up a hospital for them.
Mm-hmm.
So once that was over with, they were finding a lot of the kids were not having families. So she started the orphan home. And where she started the orphan home was where the Civil War camp was that she had up. So all the cottages, houses were set up where they were. And so we're going to go back to do that.
What is it you need?
Need the book.
Oh boy. Okay.
Might get your power on your generator.
Oh my.
That'd
Take everything you need. Power in the generator. Power to the generator. So in your travels, would you say that there's been some places that you prefer, that you really enjoy, that are just blow your mind, beautiful?
Well, when we were heading back, we were in Colorado. We were going down to New Mexico just to play around. But when his sister called and said her second husband died, need us to come and help her. So we dropped everything and headed that way. Yeah, it took us 7 days or more to get there, but I'm not pushing it. So, you know, to get there. And we've seen a lot of lovely land going through Tennessee, Oklahoma, Texas, you know, just seeing different, you know, us being from Pacific Northwest, we've got those big ass trees that we see.
Big trees.
Oh yeah. So you get into other areas and you get out of the desert here and it's like, okay, this is interesting.
Yeah.
And it's almost when you're moving from state to state, you don't know you're moving from state to state other than you see, welcome to Texas.
Yes.
So, you know you're in another state, but it still looks like the last state you were in.
Right.
So that was a little bit, you know, of a shock of it, but it's just different to see the freeways, you know, back home, you know, we have that I-5 that goes up and down. They don't have that. You know, they have part of the 2-way or 4-3 three-way over here, and the other way going the other way over there. And you got this big strip in the middle. It has all this beautiful trees. You know, we have the cement and the dirt on the side. They have luscious greens on the side. So if you break down, you're in the grass. You're not on, you know, dirt or, you know, what we have around, you know, in this area or back home even. So it's totally different, seeing the different thing. We could have gone and seen Elvis's birth home, but we didn't know if we'd be able to get in there. So we just kind of passed by it. So maybe have to head back to Tupelo, Mississippi just to see that. So, and even coming back, we came across the museum for Bonnie and Clyde. We knew it wasn't open, so we just kind of kept going. But, you know, watching everybody else, seeing where they're going, especially when you're watching Adventure Van Man, Brian, he goes in a lot of places. So it's like, oh, Brian's been here. This is on my bucket list, you know. Roger's been here. Put this on my bucket list. So, but that's the, you know, we just want to go home. He wants to take me back to Iowa just to see his hometown, his home area. So.
And you guys have been married a long time.
42 years.
42 years.
Yep.
I thought 30. I think I've been married 36 years.
Yeah, that's what you said the other day.
36
Your
years.
sister verified.
Yeah. Being a nomad matches what you thought it would be?
No. No. No, it is at times when you're with smaller groups, but when you get with a big group like a Van Belt or the RTR, the first year we were at the RTR, gosh, how many did we have there? There was probably maybe 700 people there. The next year it blew up, and been there, done that. We were there, but not there. So, we were with our tribe then, you know, we kind of hung out. Then we, you know, moved on to, you know, whatever else comes up, you know, second year we went to Slab City. Been there, done that.
What did you think of Slab City? No.
As long as you're with a big group, which we were, and there's one area you can go, but there's no law there. So it's, you know, they'll take if they can get away with it. So if you're going in by yourself, I don't do it. If you're going to go just to see Salvation Mountain, the artwork in there, come in, see it, and then camp somewhere else. So if you find maybe anywhere from 5 to 10 people going and they know where they're going, go.
Yeah.
But if you're going by yourself, don't do it.
Okay.
I'm saying don't do it.
All right.
So that to me is make the hair on the back of your neck stand up, and it's like that, you know, it's the old thing. If it doesn't feel safe, don't go.
Yes.
Don't go.
So we were talking the other day when we were talking, you were commenting that if you don't like the place or you don't care for the people, you just put your key in the ignition and you get to move
We
away.
got plans. We gotta go.
Yeah.